All right, we're back. I have knife video number 2 here. I do have some custom flashlights in the background. I've collected other things other than knives in the past. But I'm really into knives right now. So I can do a flashlight video if I get some people to ask me to do it. My channel is tiny. It's not even really a channel. I'm just kind of showing or sharing with everybody the knives and stuff that I have. I'm going to do folders in this video, but I want you to stay tuned for the next video because I do have things that I want to show you, like this LT Wright HC Bushcrafter, some sweet liners. Or if you're more of a Falkneven person, I got this F1 that I'm going to show you. Some people are really into SE, so I have a few Azulas. Look at that bullet ant. That is one mean son of a bitch right there. It's got the G10 handles on it with the green. I have a couple more. Some people like custom knives. I just got this Lon Humphreys whitetail. And boy, that's one you're going to want to see up close. And then if you like semi-custom knives, I do have a Bark River Aurora in crew wear with some mosaic pins and liners with some white polished linen micarta. So you might want to see the next video for that. But before that, like I said, I do have some nice custom flashlights made by Sky Lumen. I have a couple Ace Beams, 40, the 60. I have Phoenix lights. Here's a TK75. Look at that quad reflector. That is just a freaking train light right there. And I have some other ones on the table as well, but I don't want to get too much into those. If you guys want to see those, let me know. I'm already 2 minutes in. So let's start with some folders right after you see this tack pen. Yeah, we can do a video on taking that apart with the flashlight on the butt. Different Leathermans. Here's a Wingman. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into some folders. I started collecting folders about 20 years ago. I was really into them before I got into fixed blades. Obviously, I'm more into fixed blades now than I ever have been, but I'm starting to get back into folders. And back in the day, this SOG X-Ray Vision was a pretty hot knife to have. SOG was of better quality and name 20 years ago in comparison to the products that they have now. But this was one of my favorite knives. I always loved the Tanto blade on it and the shape of the thumb ramp right here. And it has like an axis lock. It's kind of like a Benchmade axis lock. You pull back to release the lock. Pretty good lock. This knife has been used very, very, very much. So it's got some blade wiggle and everything like that. But I've had it for 20 plus years. And this was one of my favorite knives back in the day. SOG X-Ray Vision. Shout out to my brother. When he got married, he gave me this. And it has my name on it, and my title in his presence is his brother. And it is a little buck knife. I don't even know the model name or number or what steel it is. It's made in China. It's not going to be your high-end knife, but I'll tell you what, this thing kind of got me back into carrying every day. It's fantastic for just everyday task. You can put an edge on it in a minute with a stone or a field sharpener. It's got a nice positive detent, and it's got a nice liner lock, and it's just thin and slicey. I love this little buck knife. I love it, and to have it as a memento to my brother's wedding is even better, And I was gonna just keep this knife, not touch it, blah 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 blah, because it was that memento. But I think it's even more useful for me to carry it every day, because every time I carry it and I pull something out, I kind of chuckle because it's for my brother's wedding. So it reminds me of that event all the time. And Mike, I know you'll be watching this. That wasn't a total kiss ass. I love that fucking knife. All right, more back in the day. This was a 20-year-old knife. It's a big son of a bitch. It is a Police Spyderco. It's made in VG10. It's got a sweet swedge on the front of it. It is just ultra stabby. And it is huge, man. I mean, look at that thing in my hand. It's hard to see with my iPhone here, but I got pretty big hands. I'm a big dude, and that is a big-ass blade. It's probably close to 5 inches. So, you know, how many times have we said that before, right? All right. Another sweet-ass knife that I've had for a while is my Benchmade 9101 Striker in SBT. This was like an heirloom knife to me back in the day. This is like the knife I was going to give to my kids and, you know, so on and so forth, because back in the day, you know, automatic knives were like not easy to come by unless you were, you know, in active military or active law enforcement. And 20 years ago, that wasn't the case. But it's got a sweet action on it. Oh, as I take the tip off with the table. But it's got a sweet tanto blade, nice edge, nice serrations, and the action's controlled by the button, open and close, and then it has a lock on it. Really positive feeling lock. So that one is really cool. Comes out fast. So damn fast the video couldn't keep up with it. And the last one that I had from back in the day is a Kershaw BOA. And I know Kershaw was actually a pretty decent company back in the day too. They weren't like Benchmade, but they weren't as budget as they are nowadays. In fact, this knife was over $100. It's a BOA. It's got the spring assist on it, so it'll come out. And look at that blade, man. It looks like it should be called a BOA. The belly on that blade, the serrations, I mean, everything on it is just sick. Of course, it's a Ken Onion design. The steel on this one is S60V, and that's like 20 years old, so that was pretty good steel 20 years ago. I mean, really good steel on a folder. The Benchmade, by the way, was CM154, as it is with Benchmade. Not like CM154, I like 154 CM. I like CPM 154, good steels. This X60 though, it's really easy to sharpen, and I mean, in comparison to the super steels we have today, I mean, it's not as easy as like 01 or 1095 or anything like that, but it was a great steel to sharpen, man. The handles on that are sick. They're like a G10, but they're like divoted. Really nice, really nice. So that's that Kershaw BOA. All right, and then what made me get back into folding knives was I got a deal with a fixed blade for this guy. And my brother always carried these. He loved the Kershaw Leek, as did I. But he always had one, and when it would be done, he would go out and get another one. He'd always carry it like an EDC to work. You know, he's probably done that for probably the last 15, 20 years. He's carried a Leek. And it's just a cool blade design. My wife actually carries a Leek too. And that was as well. She carries a Leek as well. But it's a nice knife. For budget, it's a great knife for $50. So, or whatever you can get it for. So if you're looking for something that's really cool EDC, that's going to be like light task to light medium, Kershaw Leek, man, it's tough to go wrong. They make them in all sizes and flavors now. Coated blades, serrated blades, different handles, different steels. It's really a great find. And this one actually has liner locks. The old ones should have frame locks. All right. Just got this guy yesterday, and I was always a big fan. It's a Benchmade. I think it's a 555 model. It's not anything special on the steel in comparison to nowadays, but it is a S30V, so I mean that's not too bad. It's about your average steel, but it's got the Axis lock. I love the Axis lock, the way you can close it, open it. It's just so nice. Probably my favorite lock. I love Spyderco's newer lock. Can't think of the name of it right now, but I love the Axis lock. It is just probably my favorite lock ever. And Benchmade's got it pretty sweet. I know about all the BS about the guns and so on and so forth, but you know, there's two sides to every story. I don't think that they did it maliciously. I'm a huge Second Amendment advocate, so don't give me the bullshit comments in the bottom that Benchmade doesn't support the Second Amendment. I really don't want to hear it, and I don't think people that are watching this video want to see it. So keep that in mind if you decide to comment. But that's a Benchmade Mini Griptilian. And then I am obsessed. I'll show you these last two. I'm obsessed with this model. I've turned into a steel snob as far as this model goes. And I want to own like 3 or 4 more of these. Now I have 2. This is the one in Maximate, and this one I got off Blade HQ. And it probably won't focus enough for you to see the polish on it, but this thing is the sharpest knife I've ever owned. It is just unbelievable. It'll shave hair off your arm without touching skin. It's just fantastic. But there's the lock I was talking about, and it still actually escapes me what that lock is called. But this thing drops really free. I mean, it's amazing. It opens really cool. You can do all the opening tricks with it that you like. If you're into these knives, you know, the flicks and using the lock to open the knife, as well as the thumb stud and so on and so forth, and the reverse open. But it is really a cool knife, and this was the first one that I bought, and it started the bug into my folding knives, which led to Blurple. This is the one in S110V. I love this knife. I play with this one all the time. I think it's awesome. I love that Blurple color. It's just really cool, man. I do have intentions of getting the Rex 45. I like the 52-100. I like the other ones, M390, M4, 4V. I mean, the list goes on and on, but these tend to be a little on the pricier side, so it's going to take me a while. You know, I work for a living, have a home, have a family, and I don't have $200 to drop on a knife every week, so it'll take me a little bit of time, but I'll get a couple more. So really, those are pretty much my folders right now. I know I don't have too many, but like I said, I've been doing fixed blades for about a year and a half, and these last 3 or 4 folders probably within the last couple weeks. So I'm on my way. I'm looking into some folders and stuff, but I really like the pair of 3s from Benchmade. Yeah, these are pair of 3s, by the way. Just to give a shout out real quick, some of the guys that actually inspired me to do these videos. D's Knives, it's D''S Knives. Donnie B All Day, that's D-Bad at Donnie B All Day. He's got a sweet channel, man. The guy tells it how he is, high energy. You know, he's probably about my age, but I mean, the guy's like, it's like he's drinking Coca-Cola all the time. And Donnie B, if you see this, you'll know what I mean. Let's see, of course, there's Chris from Prepared Mind 101, fantastic channel. Dutch Bushcraft Knives, another fantastic channel. Outdoor Limitless with Eric, fantastic. He came up with his own style of knife, which I had. It was a pretty cool knife. And there's other ones. And these guys are great. This community is really great. Blade Forum is great. You got a lot of good people. If you're into knives or want to get into knives, or you're inspired to buy a knife, there's plenty of people out there that want to give you the right kind of information. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's not a lot of dicks. They're still out there. There's still some assholes out there, but a lot of the knife community is really nice. They're not snooty or snotty, and you know, if they have a $1,000 knife, they don't think that their shit doesn't stink. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you enjoy these. These are pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not rich by any means. I do have some, I feel, pretty cool knives. I hope you enjoyed them. And if you want to see more, stay tuned, because I'm going to do an updated fixed blade video. I already have one out there from about 3 months ago. And I've gotten a few more knives in the last 3 months that are fixed blades, so I want to do a video on those. If you guys want to see anything on like flashlights or anything like that, let me know, you know, because I got some pretty sweet flashlights. Here's a Colaris XT11 GT. I bought this straight bezel for it. I mean, that'll stop somebody if you smack him in the temple with it if you're EDCing that bad boy. That stays in my pack. It's 2,000 lumens in a little package, man, one battery. Nice light, nice light. But if you guys want to see more, just let me know. Throw a comment down below. Hopefully some of my idols that I mentioned in the last part of that do knife videos, hopefully they'll watch this and maybe give me a shout out, or, you know, put a link to my little knife videos in their channels. I know my shit's long. I know I'm not using my shit, but I like to just show off my knives and, you know, collect them. I do use some of them, but I'm more of a collector than a user. So I just wish I had a lot more money to collect. But, you know, shout out to my wife and all her support. She kicks ass, man. Let me indulge in this hobby the best that we can. And anything, questions or anything like that you guys have, like I said, leave them down below. I'm going to do a fixed blade video next, so stay tuned to watch that one after you watch this one. Give me a sub, give me a thumbs up. Maybe someday in the future I'll have a giveaway for you guys too, if you like what you're seeing. All right, hope you enjoyed.